China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued the first official rebuke of Liberal MP Andrew Hastie. The backbencher used parliamentary privilege to accuse a prominent Chinese-Australian businessman and political donor of being a co-conspirator in bribery. National Affairs correspondent Greg Jennett has more.
In Australia, it is clear that the Chinese Communist Party is working to covertly interfere with our media and also influence our political processes.
A warrior by training, Andrew Hastie's instinct is never to miss a target, and shielded by parliamentary privilege, he fired.
It is now my duty to inform the House and the Australian people that CC3 is Dr. Chau Chak Wing.
May I congratulate you?
Chau Chak Wing is a Chinese-Australian property developer and political donor who's been the subject of previous media reporting. Now, Andrew Hastie cited information from what he calls US authorities to claim CC3 was the code used in a US investigation that resulted in the jailing 2 years ago of Sherry Yan for bribery, and that Chau Chak Wing is
the same man who co-conspired to bribe the United Nations President of the General Assembly, John Ash.
Lawyers for Mr Chau have complained their client is very disappointed that an elected representative would use the cover of parliamentary privilege to attack his reputation. Mr Hastie maintains he used his right to name names so foreign interference could be tackled.
My question is to the Prime Minister.
He acted without the Prime Minister's knowledge.
The first I knew of the honourable member for Canning's remarks last night was after they'd been delivered.
And Labor queries whether the FBI knew what he'd do with its information,
Which was obtained during a confidential briefing from our ally.
My understanding about the briefing, it wasn't a classified briefing.
Andrew Hastie was on an organised but apparently unauthorised exercise in free speech. But that doesn't mean there won't be consequences for his government. China's been bridling for months against Australia's proposed laws to clamp down on foreign interference. And it doesn't recognise any distinction between backbencher freedoms and official foreign policy. From South America, Julie Bishop's been trying to mend ways with her po-faced Chinese counterpart. Back in Beijing,
is creating something out of thin air. It is not worth refuting.
the shutters went up on the central allegation, but there was still a rebuke.
We hope that certain people in Australia can stop making such kind of remarks which are harmful to China's image and China-Australia relations.
In the normal Chinese manner, public restraint masking private displeasure. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.